Are you over 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 even? In this video, I'm going to share 5 top reasons why you should have your own domain name, even if you haven't got a website, blog, or anything else you're promoting on the internet. Let's dive in. Hey, welcome to my fledgling YouTube channel. If you don't know me, I'm Jeff, ex-optician turned direct response copywriter for some of the most successful marketers here in the UK. My sales letters have made millions, and now, because I've seen it all, what works, what doesn't, what's real, what's a scam, today I want to share 5 reasons why I believe everyone should get their own domain name, especially if you're in, well, let's just say the latter half of your life. Of course, these 5 reasons apply to anyone really, no matter what your age, but for those of us where the greys are starting to come through, it's more important than ever as 2025 is nearly on us, and with what's going on in the world today, you're not going to want to miss number 1. Now, first of all, for anyone who doesn't know what a domain name is, it's that little thingy you type into a web browser to find a website. Often starts with www and ends with .com, .net, .info, .co, .biz, something like that. You see, fundamentally, all a website is a series of electronic files of content that sit on a domain, which is an area of the internet that's provided by a hosting company, which you effectively rent. So a domain name is essentially what it says it is, the name of the domain where your website is hosted. As I said, it's what the people use to search for your site. So when they type it into their computer, they're sent to the domain of that name, where they find all the files of your website. My domain name, for example, is thecashtrail.com. So why do I say everyone should have a domain name, even if you don't have a domain, website, or anything on the internet to use it with? Well, here are 5 top reasons why it makes good sense to take advantage of this very low cost, but potentially extremely valuable resource. And I'll explain what that is in a minute. Okay, starting with number 5. Strangely, getting your own domain name can be thrilling. A little story. I always remember my dad, who's not with us anymore, sadly. He was an electrician by trade. And even though he was an entrepreneur, he had many businesses, he would always do electrical work for someone if they asked him. And even after 60 years of doing it, he'd tell me how he still got a thrill when he wired up a new circuit and the light went on when he switched the switch. Well, that's how I am when I register a new domain name. Even now, after working for close on 20 odd years, I still get a buzz when I find a domain name that I want and it's still available and I can register it for myself. You see, there's something really satisfying knowing that you effectively own a tiny slice of virtual real estate, as our American friends would say, that costs peanuts but can genuinely give you a gateway to the rest of the world. Okay, number 4. Getting your own domain name is cheap these days. It can genuinely cost you less than a couple of Starbucks, literally a few dollars. Especially if you go for one of the less popular extensions like .nes, .biz, .info, .co. Even .coms and .ios are really affordable these days, although you'll often find the name you want is very often taken with these, especially with single or double word names like Amazon, Google, Facebook, YouTube, for example. But there are always alternatives though, and even just trying to register a domain name that you're after can be a lot of fun. By the way, there are loads of domain name providers, but the one I tend to use is Namecheap.com. It's intuitive, easy to use, and as it says in the name, Namecheap. That said, I've also used GoDaddy.com and 123reg.co.uk because that's where I am here in the UK. All of these are reputable companies and you really can't go wrong with using them. I'll leave links in the description. Number 3, your own domain name can be truly inspirational, leading to bigger and better things. Let me explain. Deep down, most of us know that growth and development is massively important if we want to expand our life experiences, both spiritually and physically, which is something most people crave, but not enough people do anything about. Which is one reason why, even if you've never even considered putting anything online before, having your own domain name can lead you in directions you might never even considered. If you register your own domain name, it can literally inspire you to do something new, completely different, and from there you can grow and grow. I'll give you examples of what I mean in a bit, but first, number 2, if you're in business or you're even thinking about starting a business, you need one. You need a domain name. Now, I'm sure it goes without saying that in the modern digital age where nobody uses the phone book anymore to find goods and services, but instead look on the internet, every business has to have an online presence. Otherwise, they'd get left behind. So even if it's something you're considering, or even if you're not, you never know, you might want to start a business one day. So why not get in early and you'll be more likely to get the domain name that you're after? Okay, number one, and I think this is the most important reason of all, and it's probably something that's never even crossed your mind. You have control. The thing is, are you on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat maybe? It's a fact that nearly all of us in the modern world use social media these days, and probably the majority of us have an online presence on one or more of these platforms already. The reality is we're all slowly becoming social media addicts, and while connectivity around the world may be a good thing, there are aspects of it that we really should be thinking about. For example, I don't really feel I'm exaggerating when I say that these days social media giants are pretty much controlling everything, and that includes the content that you post on your social media. Now, don't get me wrong, it's very unlikely that these platforms will change what you say about yourself in your profile account or whatever. But here's the thing, they could. Not only that, but they can, and often do actually stop what you want to say being shown at all, which is why you should never forget who controls what your profile can display and what can be seen. Here's a clue, it's not you. In other words, we need to keep reminding ourselves who's in charge of these social media sites. You could argue they're free, so what does it matter? Well, free is never free. In fact, it can cost a hell of a lot, whether it be using our data to make more profit and the consequences that come with that, or the possibility of huge invasions of privacy on a massive scale. We, the people, are just visitors to these sites, supplying content for them to grow bigger and bigger, and make even more money, and then command even more influence. Think about this. Within reason, we should be able to say what we like, especially about ourselves. Within reason, I don't mean criminal or violence or anything like that, but within reason, we should be able to say what we like. A massive corporation shouldn't be able to say otherwise, but they do. You just have to look at the amount of censorship that goes on around social media these days. The biggest example being that of the 45th President of the United States, who's actually banned from using Twitter. Now, whether you agree with him or not, that's not the point here. It's not the issue. What's important is that these giants have that much power that they can decide what your audience gets to see. Do we really want that kind of power to be available to a tiny minority of people at the very top? Well, this is another reason why having your own domain name could be the way you can have your own identity on the web in such a way that big corporations can't control it. Now, don't get me wrong, this video is definitely not meant to be a downer on social media or anything like that. Far from it. As I said earlier, the value of connectivity and sharing aspects of our lives and can have many advantages as well as offer great opportunity. But sleepwalking into allowing these giants to have total control of us, control that's even bigger than governments, could well turn out to be a big mistake. But getting the domain name can be a way of fighting back. Okay, so there we are. There's your 5 reasons to grab yourself a domain name, even just for the thrill of doing it. But here's where it gets really exciting. As I said earlier in reason number 3, having a domain name can be truly inspirational. What do you do with it? Well, most domain name registrars also have platforms behind them that allow you to rent a bit of web space. This is what I was referring to when I talk about hosting. Now, this enables you to put up a website or a web presence that your domain name will point to. Now, starting a full-on website is a whole other story, although it's not difficult to do so, but you can easily put up a simple one-page placeholder site that gives some basic information. Of course, if you want to take it further, most domain registrars will also offer loads more tools and everything you need to get a full-on site up on the internet, very often for free or extremely low cost. These tools vary, but generally they include the hosting itself and often a website builder of some kind or website packages that make setting up a new site an absolute doddle, even if you've never done it before. Another thing you can do is start a blog through which you can share your thoughts, ideas and experiences with the world, what you've got to say. You can actually do this without it costing you a penny by using free software at WordPress.com or blog.com, for example. Although these free platforms do have their disadvantages, the main one being that the domain name will be a derivative of the platform's domain name, meaning you can't use your domain name for your blog. For example, rather than the address of your blog being yourname.com, it will be yourname.blogspot.com or something like that, which I'm considering isn't that satisfactory. A much better way is to have your own domain name and point it to your blog, which you can easily do if you rent domain hosting space. In fact, many hosting companies not only supply the hosting, but will set up blogs for you. Or they've got web-based software included that makes creating new websites or blogs so easy, including the setup of your domain to show your blog. Now, I've used HostGator, for example, to host many of my sites over the years, which is a great low-cost resource that includes everything you need to set up any size of website, including domain name registration facility. Although in recent years, I've used Hostinger, which are pretty good, to be fair, although I'm a bit cross with them because, to be honest, they wouldn't give me an affiliate link. Don't know why. I think it's something to do with my content, but they wouldn't give me an affiliate link to their platform. That said, I do think it is a pretty good platform to go with, and currently the cashtrail.com is hosted with them. Although, as I said, if they're not going to give me an affiliate link, I might well move it off somewhere else soon. I don't know. Just on that note, actually, I'm going to completely digress here, but this is one of the problems when you see online, all these people talking about making money online, which, yes, seriously, you can make serious money online, obviously, but they all talk about, yeah, just set up an affiliate link. You try getting an affiliate link with a decent company when you haven't got any traffic or any experience behind you. It's not easy. So all these people who tell you to make millions with affiliate marketing, just be a little bit careful what you believe, because it's not as easy as they make it out to be. That said, if you do search, I've got affiliate links with other companies and they do really well. So no, you can do it. Anyway, that's enough of that. In conclusion, in the digital age where so many aspects of our lives are stored as data by corporations to whom we've never really given true consent, it makes sense to maintain as much control of our lives as we can. Having your own domain name can provide a means for you to share with the world what you want to, on your terms if you choose to do it. Even if you've got a domain name that is a derivative of your own personal name, I've got jeffcowtan.com, for example, it can be extremely satisfying, and you never know, it can just be the kick up the proverbial backside that you need to take you on to bigger and better things. Okay, well, there we are. Right, I hope you enjoyed this little video. As always, if you got something out of it, please like, subscribe, share, click notification, all that stuff, and comment below. It's always nice to hear what other people have got to say. And if you fancy the idea of setting up a website and you like some pointers on how to write web copy that actually gets read by your readers, if you like, by your audience, why not check out this video where I share 7 top tips on making your writing more engaging, whether online or in the physical world for that matter. So it should be available here or here. Okay, so there we are. Anyway, enough of that. Till the next one, I'm Jeff. See ya.